Right, what's going on, boys? So, you saw the title, and I thought, you know what, since there's not many topics going around, and I promise daily until I go away, I'm going to try something a little bit different. So today we're going to be talking about why I think Mr. Leafy is here, Leafy is fucking queer, whatever you want to call him, was probably one of the most important influences for the landscape of YouTube, or just the platform in general. So obviously, it'd be fair to say that most commentators started commentary or watching commentary because of Leafy. I know I did. I didn't prefer Leafy as my favourite commentator, but I definitely started watching it because of him. So back in 2016, there was a lot of YouTubers around the time. It just got out of like the gaming period of YouTube, so everyone was pretty family friendly, I'm not gonna lie, which is why, in my opinion, Leafy stuck out so much. Because Leafy was one of the first content creators to pretty much not give a fuck. And he was dubbed as a cyberbully, which I to an extent agree with, but not really. So it's weird to me that now we're in like a time on YouTube where Leafy doesn't even fucking exist anymore. It's just really weird to me, I don't know. Pretty much, Leafy first got into commentary around 2015. Now, it's not the typical commentary that I'm doing right now or what was popular in 2016, which was just bullying people. Because, let's be honest, that's pretty much what it was. Instead, he was doing storytime commentary. And most of you probably know that. We've all heard this story about how he fucking rose about 50 million times, but I'm just telling it because it adds some context. And, you know, there might be some new viewers that don't actually know who the fuck Leafy is. And obviously, with Leafy came some very dark and edgy humour, which I think is what made him so appealing to my age group of people, like, because everywhere you turned on YouTube, it was just a family-friendly gaming channel. There was no one actually being quote-unquote offensive with their jokes and stuff. So there was a really big gap in the market for stuff like that when it was allowed on YouTube. And all I can presume is that Leafy saw that and took the fucking opportunity and ran with it. And it's just fucking crazy to me how at one period of time, the fastest growing channel on YouTube was an edgy, offensive, cyberbully channel. That's just fucking unheard of nowadays. Like, the man went from about 100,000 subscribers to 1 million in like 2-3 weeks. Then around the time of this is when Pyrocynical came to rise as well, which also in a way just helped push Leafy's popularity as well, because new viewers that Pyrocynical was getting, people would always call Pyro a Leafy clone, and he would bring that up in his videos, which would then cause people to search who Leafy is and find him and subscribe to him. Because let's be honest, Pyro was copying Leafy back then. Him himself even fucking admitted to it. And that's pretty much how the community bred. After Pyrocynical, a bunch of other commentary channels just popped up. Some in Britain like Will and E, Memeless, I'm Alex. In America like Elvis the Alien, Bionic Pig. We don't speak of either of those two anymore, but at the time they were funny. And that's essentially how the commentary community came into creation. It was the first gen commentary YouTubers. They all did the same content, so they decided, you know what, let's be friends. So around that time, the commentary community was honestly quite tight-knit. So when the reaction to cringy kids like started to get a little bit boring, Leafy took the opportunity to make rant videos on certain YouTubers, which could have created the topic commentary scene. You can argue that, I probably would agree, because in a way he was ranting about people that everyone hated at the time, but no one actually dared to make videos on, if that makes sense. Because everyone was so scared about reputation and that they had to be friends with certain people to have a good reputation, whereas Leafy just didn't give a fuck. And as we all know, those rant videos did eventually lead to some dramas that you could maybe argue caused his demise. So obviously, along the ways when Leafy was bullying random people, he did have his fair few controversies where he could have said he got cancelled. For example, the biggest one that everyone will probably remember is when he went after the autistic guy. And you could say that was his first taste of what was to come, pretty much. And then he also, later on, had like a mini war type thing. He had a back and forth with H3. Obviously, everyone fucking hates H3 now, but back then, people liked him and trusted him and saw him as like a credible person. But none of those types of dramas really affected Leafy. Like, within a few days, because he uploaded daily, everyone would forget about it and his sub growth would carry on. He would just have a little minor dip in subs. All up until the infamous iDubbbz content cop.
As you can probably tell, I can hardly contain myself right now, because today is the day we get to bully Leafy.
Which, I'm going to be honest, at the time, got me to stop being a supporter of him. Because you could say it opened my fucking eyes. It made me work to it. I don't fucking know. Looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have switched nowadays if I had the same mindset I have now. But back then, I was a very influential kid. I just followed the crowd. So in that content cop, obviously, iDubbbz called out Leafy's content for what it was. Shit. And for some reason, everyone didn't realise that until that video. I don't know why or how, whether they were just clouded by the hype around him. I don't fucking know. But the second iDubbbz made that video, everyone turned on him. So this pretty much caused a hate train towards Leafy. And I'm going to be honest, this hate train that came after the iDubbbz video was one of the most petty fucking dramas of that time period. It was the infamous "Is $20 okay?" drama. Left, right and fucking centre, every other day there was an expose video on something shitty that Leafy did. Leafy fucking punched my nan yesterday. Leafy called my video shit, now I'm suicidal. It was literally the slightest excuse to make a video on him. And with this came for Leafy to lose his editors. I know it doesn't seem like he had editors, but those little fucking weird intro things that he didn't make those. So he lost his editors, causing his video quality to drop even more. And from this point onwards, Leafy's sub count were just fucking bleeding. And the funny thing is, all of that felt like it was maybe happening in the span of 2 years, but it all happened within like 8 months. His rise and his fucking fall. And from that point onwards, Leafy carried on uploading for like an extra year. And after that point, you could tell that he was pretty much done with YouTube. You could tell from his very inconsistent upload schedule, going from uploading daily to like once every few weeks. And then a couple years go by. He stopped uploading in December of 2017. So 2018, 2019 goes by. And then we start seeing a little few appearances of him on Drama Alert. He talks on Drama about how he wants to come back to Twitter. Then people started getting fucking hyped up for it. Until the day when he returned on YouTube. And I'll always remember that day because I was so fucking hyped when it happened. When Leafy returned with that 30-second iDubbbz video, you could say I was fanboying. I pretty much was fanboying. In fact, that video is what got me to start doing commentary. I made my own shitty little video on iDubbbz because Leafy did it, and I knew it would get views at the time. And then that, expanded my love for commentary from not just watching it to now making the videos as well. And I'm pretty sure we're all up to date on the story from this point onwards because Leafy came back. He was doing really fucking well. YouTube didn't have any problems with him. He didn't even get striked until the very end. Until they started making fun of the Queen Pokemon. As you know, you can't make fun of the Queen. Yeah, it was really good when Leafy came back. It was like a little taste of 2016 again. He brought all the drama with him when he came back. Because as I said, he has that I just don't fucking care attitude. He went on a drama spree. He called out I'm Alex for making shit videos on him. He went and revisited the fucking "Is $20 okay?" drama and called it stupid, and he fucking cash backed the $20, and he was on a roll. And honestly, everyone was fucking loving it. As I said, it was that little taste, and probably the final taste of 2016 we're ever going to get. It brought back some fond memories. So that's why I think LeafyIsHere was so important. Leafy proved that you could get YouTube success without being family friendly, without being this nice lardy-dardy fucking family friendly gaming YouTuber. Leafy came out the gate, full fucking force, didn't care, called out everyone, and people loved him for it. And I think he was the last glimpse of a YouTuber blowing up to that level that doesn't have a massive corporation behind him. So in my opinion, that's why Leafy was so important to the landscape. He showed and created a whole fucking genre and culture, literally just from being an edgy teen, emo, fucking depressed teen, in his bedroom making videos shitting on people, and he bred a whole fucking community from it. Admittedly, the community's not that fucking good nowadays because you got people like fucking Pancho and them other cunts running it where they just talk about vegan teacher every fucking day. But I'm so grateful for the community. But yeah, that's it for today's video, boys. As I said, it was something different. I just wanted to come on and talk about why, in my personal opinion, Leafy was the most important YouTuber for the platform of YouTube in its entire existence. Yeah, that's going to be all for me for today's video, boys. Appreciate you watching. Let's get a rest in peace Leafy in the comments. Goodbye, people.
You know, I would love people saying, "Oh, Leafy, come back." I would love to see Leafy come back and try to exist in the landscape today. Like, the content that he was making would never fly on YouTube today, and you have to adapt and overcome the fact that, like, you can't even curse, bro. Like, I don't know.
You're a fat, fucking disgusting piece of shit.